What's up, everybody? We alive. Yet another day above soil. I don't want y'all worrying about me. Yeah, it's been a minute since I put some stuff out there, and quite honestly, it's gonna be a few more minutes. I'm looking at a finished product right in front of me at this very moment. It's done. The Mod Podge is dry. I'm just waiting for the opportune time to show each and every one of y'all the very happy creation that I just made. So I'm going to release this next picture on the 31st of July. I've already recorded the content and I have scheduled it to come out at midnight, Saturday, July 31st. I'm doing it because it's the season of Leo. Big hit right there. Well, the reason why I'm really ridiculously busy is because my actual job, it's busy. Imagine an accountant during the months of March and April, or someone who's a pyrotechnician during June and July. I bet you they're probably knocking back a few beers because their busy season just ended. Although I'm not necessarily making artwork for y'all today, I still want to put out content out there. As far as today's content, I'm going to talk about mental health, your mental health. We as human beings make decisions every single day. We make little decisions, we make medium-sized decisions, and we also make really big decisions. Sometimes we make a decision without even knowing that we decided on something. I'll give you an example of a small decision. Some people wake up early in the morning to go to work. You could decide to push snooze. It's only going to be 8, 9, maybe 10 minutes. But right then and there, person made a decision and said, you know what, it's a little bit too early. I need to get my body ready so that I can actually get up. So I'm just going to push snooze. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I do it every day. Every day. If the alarm goes off 6:45 in the morning, snooze. And then after the snooze, I push it again and I'm like, snooze. And then when it's time for me to go to work, I'm like, oh my God, I'm running late. Even when you press snooze, right then and there, you have made a decision. So why am I talking about making decisions? Well, making decisions is important when it comes to living a life that is very fulfilled. If you have a habit of making good decisions, it is possible that you would live a very fulfilled life. The better decisions you make, the better your life would be. Now, this is something that would probably fall in the depths of relativity. But have you ever made a decision and even before you made that decision, you were going to be very proud of the impact? Talk about the sensation of Kairos. And just as a review, the sensation of Kairos, doing things at the right place, at the right time, for all the right reasons. Yes. Decision making falls within this category. As of right now, I am working with students who come from underrepresented and underprivileged populations. And they are about to embark on a journey called college. Now, before they made the decision to go to the college that I currently work for, they had to make a decision. So I'm going to use this example right now. Let's say you're a high school student and you're about to go to college. I lost track of how many colleges there are out there. So somebody could, they go through college, they go through their day, and then this one college reaches out to them, gives them a brochure advertising the college. Let's say that a student is like, you know what? My decision's made. I'm going to this college right here. No other college matters. I'm going there. So then the student graduates from high school, gets a diploma, walks across the stage looking all happy and whatnot, and then they go to the college that they were all dead set on. They're like, yes, I'm at this college. I made the decision. So what? Then after the first semester, they're like, what the heck have I done? I'll give you an inverse of the same kind of situation. High school student. They go and they are searching for colleges. They get one brochure from a college, and they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to hold on to this. And then 2 days later, they're going to get another brochure. They're like, okay, that's cool. There's another college out there. I'm going to hold on to that. And then next week, there's going to be a college fair. And then this person is like, whoa, this is a lot of colleges. And then that same week, there's 5 more brochures for colleges that come in the mail. And then the person's like, okay, what's going on? I don't even know where to go now because there's all these different colleges. So meanwhile, this person is looking at all these different brochures for colleges and is not sure where to go. They keep looking at the curriculum. They look at the demographics of the college. They look at the population. They look at where it is. They look at if there's a satellite dish relay. They want to know how many steps is on each and every building. And they go on and on and on and on to the point where this student has literally 50 different brochures from different colleges. It could be in-state, it could be out-of-state, they could be on the moon. But ultimately, this student doesn't decide where to go because they are so confused as to what college to go to. So ultimately, they fail because they didn't make a decision. And even when you make a decision, even when you don't make a decision, that is a decision in and of itself. I probably just cooked that noodle, didn't I? Yes, I did. I just went there. In some cases, y'all gonna be grown adults. As I've been going through my Etsy page and I've been doing these sales, I've noticed that most of the customers that I've had are grown adults. So this may be a situation that y'all could relate to. You just got into a car accident. Head-on-head collision. Your car is 110% screwed up. It is a total loss. So now you gonna need to find yourself a new car. Yep, you're gonna find yourself a new car and you don't know what car you gonna get. So one person, they got their car dinged up, and the very first car that they see on a used car lot, they're like, I'm buying that car alone, in the story, the end. So they put the keys in the ignition. As soon as they drive that car off the lot, the car is going to go and it starts smoking and whatnot. The engine's probably going to be blown up. Oil is spewing all over the float because they didn't check the Carfax and they were like, yes, I want that car. Inversely, you get your car screwed up. You get in an accident, head-on-head collision. Your car is 110% screwed up. So this next person, they get themselves a rental car, and it takes them a lot of days to find a car. So they go past a Honda dealership. They look at the cars, they drive it around. They like the feeling of the leather. They blare the sound system. They put the moon roof up and down, up and down, up and down. But then somebody drives past with a Toyota. So the next day, the person goes to the Toyota dealership. They sit in the car. They like the leather seats. They like the heated seats. They blare the sound system. They crank the moon roof up and down, up and down, up and down. But then while they're test driving the Toyota, they saw an Acura drive right next to it. And they're like, ooh, that one's nice. So then the next day they go and they try an Acura. Same thing. They get in the car. They feel around on that leather seat. They put the heated seat on. They blare the music. The moon roof. And then, of course, when they drive that, they look at a Buick. And then the story goes on. Meanwhile, your insurance company's like, excuse me, have you bought a car yet? It's been like a month. Meanwhile, they're losing their patience, or their patience are already lost, and they're like, you know what? No. You are going to be paying the deductible on this rental car every day that you got it. Ultimately, the person didn't buy a new car because they are so confused as to what cars to buy. They are torn up because the car dealer is putting out all these deals, or they're lowballing the person, and they're confused as to what they want to buy, and ultimately, they don't drive a new car, they're taking the bus. So that in and of itself is a decision because they decided not to buy a car. I'm going to drive it home for y'all. When it comes to making a justified decision, that is something that is considered virtuous. If you have a steady stream of good decisions, it's just gonna feel so good. Like one day, you decide, I'm gonna wake up at 6:45, and 6:45 on the dot, you woke up, and you decide to do this every single day. With this good habit, you will find yourself some excellence, because it feels good when you're right on top of the money. Decisions. If you are making all these good decisions and you're making it with a good, timely fashion, that is excellent, so that you can move on with your life and you can think about things that are more prominent. Of course, I'm going to have to tie it back to nature, because that nature is one of the reasons why I decided to start LDX. So let's say that you see some people cutting down trees. And then maybe somebody may have the testicular fortitude to say, hey, sir, is there a reason why you're cutting down the tree? Oh, sir, the tree's rotting down and it's causing a disturbance to the community. So right then and there, you can make one or two decisions. Decision one, you can ask, so do you plan on replanting this tree? Or you could just walk away and be like, oh, I understand. Or three, you could be like, let me help you with this. Oh, may I give you a suggestion? Let's replant the same tree so that there's no risk of this type of tree going extinct. So then you're putting that decision back on the person who's cutting down a tree. Person cutting down a tree could be like, you know what, screw you. I'm cutting down this tree. I'm out to lunch within the next 30 minutes. You have a good day. Or the person that's cutting the tree, they might have a genuine heart and they're like, okay, I see your point. Could you please help me replant a tree? And then the ball's back into your court. So now that the ball's back in your court, you would have the decision of either helping this person both cut down and plant a tree, or you would have the decision of walking away and be like, no, it's your responsibility. You're the one cutting down a tree. I'm going to get something to eat. Have a good day. Goodbye. Please know that the decision that you make can and will impact the world that you live in. It's not only going to affect you, but it's going to affect other people. Okay, I'm going to give you a background for why I've decided to do a YouTube video on making decisions. It's a little bit of a story. I try to put forth a good impression for y'all. I want my impression on YouTube to be as clean as church clothes, but I'm just going to be honest and blunt with y'all. I drink beer. I like making cocktails. I love to make myself a nice mojito. That feeling I get when I'm drinking a Moscow Mule and the ice is cold, the limes are fresh, and the Tito's vodka is thirst quenching, and it's in a nice rustic copper mug. See, I'm already getting goosebumps thinking about that. I drink alcohol because it just feels so good. It does. I drink alcohol because I'm of age, and it is one of the things I do to relax. Now, I could tie in drinking alcohol with making decisions. I could do that, but that's most likely going to be another video another day. But anyway, there's this one day I went to a bar. And it was a bar that I don't really go to that often. Usually I don't go to bars that often because I know how to make cocktails, and I might know how to make a cocktail better than the actual bartender. But anyway, as I digress, I go to this bar, and there's some people who be looking at me because they've never seen me before. Because let's be honest, there's not a lot of people who look like me in the town of Oswego, New York. So, I'm in there. I order me a pint of beer. And then after I finish my beer, I ordered another pint. And then there's this very laid-back, bearded gentleman who works for a power plant. And he decides to walk up and introduce himself to me. And I'm like, okay, cool. He wants to break into conversation. So we exchange a few pieces of dialogue. So about 15 minutes after we started talking to each other, there was a person who was a customer at the bar who decided to buy people drinks, which was really nice. It was really nice of them. So I took them up on the offer and I got myself another drink. So the person I was sitting with, he was like, okay, I'm going to buy you a drink. What do you want? And to be honest, I was like, I don't know what I want to drink next. And he's like, well, I'm not going to be there all day. Now we're going to cut it right there, time out. So he told me, okay, I would like to buy you a drink, but I don't got all day. He was making me put forth an impulse decision. When it comes to making these decisions on impulse, that's how mistakes happen. If y'all need to rewind that part, go ahead and pause this video, rewind it back, because this is important. And I'm going to say it again. If you make impulse decisions, most of the time it will lead you to make a mistake. So here's how I responded. I told the guy, I thank you so much for offering me another drink. But as far as what I would like to drink, I tend to make my decisions based upon reason, and I like to wait for the proper time to make those decisions. No hard feelings. I'll pass this time. So what if I decided to take him up on the offer and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get a drink and I want you to pick it. And it happens to be a drink that I don't like. So here I am. I made this impulse decision. I got this drink that looks like polluted water in a glass. I drink it. I might feel horrible. And the person who buys this drink might feel horrible because our taste in drinks don't align. So meanwhile, I probably would have made that impulse decision and it probably would have ruined the conversation. Very simple, laid out story, but let's be real. This is something that could also be related to something even bigger. I know for a fact that there's a lot of people out there, and if you're one of my viewers, one of my fewer viewers, you have something between your ears and behind your eyes that is of substance. And if you have something of substance up here, without a doubt, you have the ability to succeed. And don't be letting those people out there doubt your abilities, because that is something that will cloud your decision-making abilities. Know that you are here and you are put here for a reason. And you're here to put forth excellence within the world. You may not know how to put forth this excellence, but at least you've got to try. If you try and you don't succeed, you take notes about what didn't go right, and you're going to need to move on. And know that because you've tried, you've won in the long scheme of things because you done learned something today. You learned something today. Or maybe you might be another person who has all this ability, all this time management skills. You may have a 4.0 GPA in astrophysics, but you don't want to put forth an action because you are scared that you're going to screw something up. Don't let that fear paralyze you. Talk to somebody that you love. Reach out to somebody who's a stranger. Heck, I could even say reach out to me. Please do. If you have a decision that you're about to make and you need to bounce something off of somebody, I got you. So just reach out. And then when the time comes, when it's the right place, right time, right reason, go for it. Because that, my brothers and sisters, that's making the decision every single day. So I just talk y'all's ears off about making decisions at length. If y'all are tired of it, sorry, not sorry, but my world goes on. I just felt like it was a moral obligation of mine to talk to y'all about the importance of making good decisions. There's a lot of things within our society that discriminate. Death, however, doesn't discriminate. We're still on the road to 100 subscribers. If you want to be a member of the LDX family, hit that subscribe button. It's right down below. I'm also going to include the links to the Etsy and Instagram right down within the description. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. I'm out.